For those of you who don't know me, my name is Joe. I'm a traditional Catholic father of 6 children. I'm from Dallas, Texas originally, but most recently from a small town in Kansas. My wife, on the other hand, is Australian, and we've been married for about 8 years now. Well, I suppose it's time for me to come out and say it. In September of 2023, my wife and I and my 6 children, we moved to Russia. I visited Russia for the first time in February of 2023 to investigate if this was a good place to move my family to, and boy was I surprised. Very impressed that this is an amazing country. You know, after spending so many years saying that I don't believe the mainstream media, I didn't really find out how programmed I was until I visited, thinking that Russia was this horrible, depressing country, but maybe that it might not be true, so I had to go out and see it for myself, and couldn't be more untrue, that thought process. After a few weeks of being here, even, my wife and I started feeling immediately better, not just from all the kindness shown to us by everyday Russians, but eating healthy food here, all the exercise we get from traveling here and there, but most of all, just a massive release of stress. Honestly, the burden of American worries of current and future problems that we as parents face with our children is heavy. Not just, having a large family is just already very difficult, but what is laid on top of that in America, just not even having to deal with basic natural law problems that are in America, not having to deal with that anymore, just is just amazing not to have to be facing that anymore. Honestly, I have muscles in my back and the back of my neck that I didn't even know that I had until they started relaxing. So why did we move to Russia? Well, living in America for us had become untenable. Not just right now, but in the future as well. We see this continually devolving. And we wanted a legacy that we could leave behind to our children, not living in a country that had turned its back on God. For us, this is a generational move for our family. We mean that. It's that important to us. I firmly believe that America as a country is diametrically opposed to God, and consequently it will pay the price that Russia has had to. And as we know, that's already begun, and it's still only just in the beginning phases. As Christian Americans, we certainly talk about the evils of communism, but we don't fully appreciate, I think, what the Russian people endured for some 80-plus years. And now that's turning around. It has been for quite some time. By the same token, on the other hand, I believe that we're so inundated with so much evil news in our own country that we've almost become numb to it. What are we going to do about it? There is a true reawakening, if you will, inside of Russia right now, particularly with Christianity and general population morals. And as I said, it's been going on for some time now, but things are gaining speed rather quickly. So given the circumstances in America, what is a father supposed to do to protect his children? Certainly, there have been many proposed answers that we have gone through our own phases in trying to unravel and see what the potentials are. Of course, the famous one is just vote harder. Trump's going to save the country. The same man who's patently pro-LGBT now, taking credit for the bill on gay marriage in Mar-a-Lago, I believe it was last year. And now, most recently, out there promoting IVF babies. And, of course, there was the run into the woods and live off the grid idea, which I don't disagree with that idea in principle, but practically speaking, that's not what most people are going to do, and few have succeeded in doing that. And you're still at the mercy of the government coming and finding you. You have a government that's out there looking for you. Of course, there was the live at home, shut up at your remote job, and keep your head down and hope for the best. I did try that, and that did not work either. So I think most people who have their heads screwed on straight know that that is a short-lived situation that is now coming to a close by itself. So we decided to leave. We didn't just want to protect the family for the next 5 to 10 years, but actually long term. Part of the criteria that we needed to choose, part of the criteria was that we had to choose a country or a place that wasn't under American influence. And when you make that one of your primary criteria, the world becomes a much smaller place, of course. In fact, there's only one superpower that actually claims to even be Christian, and that's Russia. So yes, it's pretty dramatic move, but it probably felt similar to Europeans fleeing to America as my great-grandfather did, except the part where we have all modern amenities and we can still keep in touch with our friends and family via phone or even video chat, or the part where we're living very well and not in abject poverty, or the part where we're not refugees. I mean, okay, we are refugees in a certain sense, ideological refugees, but that part is true. I know the situation in America is not solvable except by a catastrophic event. I've believed that for quite some time. America is going to pay. When will it pay before God? Seems soon-ish, certainly, but we weren't going to wait to find out. We have hope in God first and foremost. I'm reminded by the quote of St. Augustine, pray as though everything depended on you and act as if everything depended on God. This is what we strive to do. We must make some hard decisions, and we must be willing to put our money where our mouth is. If we think things are as bad as they really are in America, then no one has to either start a revolution or leave. I think we've seen already what happens if anything that looks remotely like a revolution, what happens to those people. So we decided to leave. And I don't mean leave like, liberal nuts, on TV saying they're going to leave, if Trump gets elected, la-di-da, No, I mean like actually leave. God has not even gotten around to starting punishing America for turning its back on him in spectacular ways. It's been held back for quite some time. I can't stand behind a country like that. So patriotism, it's a virtue that I sadly can safely say I've never practiced. I'm not even quite certain I fully understand the virtue as such. I am certain that it's not about chicken fried, cold beer, jeans that fit just right. What I do know is that even being in here in Russia for the short amount of time that we've been here, I am surrounded by people that I think do have the virtue and really do love their country and wish to share that love with other people. Both my wife and I come from large families. I'm the oldest of 12. My wife is the fourth of 13. Now we've started our own family and working on it ourselves. Anybody who comes from a large family is familiar with how the modern world greets us. Don't you have a TV? You know what causes this, right? Not in Russia. We can't go a few blocks without people shouting at us, "Молодец, well done, good job, keep going." We travel a lot by public transport because it's quite honestly awesome. Babushkas materialize in front of us, grab our children's hands and help them onto the bus. My wife and I both push strollers, and other men immediately help my wife carry her stroller if she comes upon some stairs going up or going down. Don't even ask. Other people, when we get on a bus or on a metro or on a train, people immediately stand up and don't even wait around for a thank you. They just see the children and they see the children must sit down. This is right. People actually care about other people here, and it's really amazing. Remember when it was normal for men to open doors for women? That's normal over here, quite normal. I know that, you had individuals who would open a door for you or whatnot, but it always seems to be a bit of a surprise more than anything else. It's not something that is frequently practiced in America anymore. Another very recent example yesterday was the Defender of the Fatherland Day. Now, there are many holidays in Russia, and nowadays they've been expanded or changed even their meaning, depending, in this case expanded, to the celebration of all men and boys inside of Russia. I'm not even Russian, but I still receive several messages and kind wishes from people, even in person, wishing me a happy Defender of the Fatherland Day. There was one particular message that was very touching to me, and I thought it was important to read it so that Americans could hear it. And I want you to ask yourself if you would think in a million years that any American would say this to another American, but I think that you might have an idea what I'm referring to when I talk about the virtue of patriotism and people that actually have it. So I'll read the message. It says, Dear Joseph, I sincerely congratulate you on Defender of the Fatherland Day. You have the right to receive these congratulations because every man who invests the best in his children in the spiritual and material development of our country is a true protector. I wish you great victories, a cozy home, and bright inspiration for all of your achievements. I don't know about you, but that blew me away. Seriously, this is the coldest country with the warmest people. They are warm, kind, and genuine. They're serious too. I remember when I came to Russia in February, and I was walking along the streets for several days, smiling and nodding at people as I am apt to do. And I was getting some stares, and so I asked my immigration attorney, Timur, I said, Timur, what's everybody staring at me? And he said, oh, yeah, you should probably stop smiling at every single person you meet and nodding your head at them. They probably think that you escaped from the insane asylum. So I learned very quickly in Russia, unlike America, the smiles are not free, and they say that. But once you engage in a conversation with them and have an interaction with them, then you find out that these people, they smile and laugh just like everybody else, and they are extremely warm and genuine and actually want to help you in real ways, not just, oh yeah, let me hold even the door for you. I could go through many examples in the future. I'll talk a little bit about that. So I'll be making some more videos in the coming weeks and months. My family and I have been invited to the Future Games in Kazan next week, which is a pretty big deal, and we're very excited by it. We will be creating some videos around that as well. But in general, for this channel, what I wanted to do was to give everybody on the kind of an on-the-ground idea of what it's like living in Russia with a big family. The good and the bad, the pros and the cons, expectations, meeting reality. But we're extraordinarily blessed to have been given this opportunity. There's a lot to talk about, and we can talk about going through what it's like going through immigration in a country that actually takes immigration seriously, finding a home, knowing the cost of living, learning Russian. That's a big one. But we love it. And if nothing else, I hope it's entertaining for all of you at home and the friends that we've made also here in Russia. Many that we've made already. So this is the first video of many. I've started with a YouTube channel, with a Telegram channel, and I'll be expanding those social medias as we continue. I would ask to this audience, who's my immediate friends and family, to please give thumbs up and on the video and subscribe to the channel. The first 1,000 is brutal to get to. I have some experience in doing these things, and the first 1,000 is quite difficult. and then the channel can grow from there. So if you could please actually help me do that, I'd really appreciate it, and leave some comments. You could, I think, ideas for comments that would be good, that would be helpful to me as well, are topic ideas, things that interest you about Russia. I know when I was investigating, it was very difficult to get some real-life information, and I intend to be very thorough in that information and understanding costs and realities, etc. So please do let me know in the comments what would be helpful to you, even just out of mere curiosity. And then also there is a Telegram channel. Both the handles are Home in Russia. And if you can jump on that Telegram channel, that will have a little bit more of a daily feel to it, because I'll be posting things regularly on that, and you'll be able to meet and talk with a lot of the friends that I've made over here, as well as friends that I've made from overseas as well. So please do join that Telegram channel as well. It's extremely helpful, and I hope it's helpful. It's helpful to us, but I hope it's also helpful and insightful for all of you. So God bless you, and we will talk to you soon. Пока-пока. До свидания.